What happened to every Nebraska QB since Eric Crouch won the Heisman in 2001? Part 6. In 2007, former NFL QB Bob Lee's son, Zach Lee, would transfer from the City College of San Francisco, where he would come out as a 4-star JUCO recruit and transfer to Nebraska. At the City College of San Francisco, he would lead them to the California JUCO title game. Coming in, Zach would redshirt his first year and then see limited action in the 2008 season, completing one pass for 5 yards and rushing twice for 17. However, in 2009, with the departure of Joe Gaines, Zach would win the starting position and take over a very talented Nebraska team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We all know this guy. Expectations were high coming into the season, ranked 24th. However, an early season loss to ranked 13 Virginia Tech would set the Huskers back. At the start of conference play, though, Zach would lead a late game comeback versus ranked 24 Missouri, where the Huskers would score 27 unanswered points in the fourth quarter after trailing 12-0. Sadly, though, the Huskers would then go on to lose their next 2 games, including a nasty 7-9 loss versus Iowa State, where Zach threw 3 interceptions and then was benched the following game, where Cody Green would get the start. Zach would also not start in the Oklahoma game, though he would come off the bench and lead the Huskers to a 10-3 win over ranked 20 Oklahoma, throwing the game's only touchdown. From here, he would regain his starting role and lead the Huskers to 3 wins in a row, clinching the Big 12 North. Despite a great effort from Sue and the Husker defense, the offense just wouldn't do much in the conference championship game, losing a heartbreaking 12-13 versus an undefeated Texas squad, where Zach would only account for 51 total offensive yards. The game would end in heartbreaking fashion, where after Nebraska would take the lead late in the game, Texas would drive down in the final minutes of the game to kick a game-winning field goal, though if you watch this game as a Nebraska fan, it likely still haunts your memories. While originally the game clock would expire, giving the Nebraska Cornhuskers the upset and conference championship, instant replay would find that the pass fell incomplete with 1 second remaining, and Texas would go on to kick a game-winning field goal. There's been many conspiracies about this. Zach then would look pretty decent in the bowl game, leading the Huskers to a 33-0 pouncing of Arizona in the Holiday Bowl, ending the season ranked 14th in the AP polls. Zach would end the season throwing for 2,100 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, while running for 170 and a touchdown. After the season, it was revealed that Zach had been playing with an injured throwing arm for most of the season and would be receiving surgery in the offseason. Sadly, the story of the 2009 Huskers is a bit of a disappointment, as this team with a much better offense could have achieved so much more. This would also be the last time Zach would be the starter, with freshman Taylor Martinez taking the reins in 2010. Zach would only see action in 4 games during the season, throwing for 11 completions and 102 yards. After Nebraska, he would go undrafted, but did sign with the Seahawks at the end of the NFL lockout before being cut just 1 week later. He would then go on to play 2 seasons in the UFL for the Las Vegas Locomotives, and now appears to be working in the healthcare industry as a regional sales manager. So do you remember Zach Lee's time in Nebraska?